Did you know that you could eat your skincare? Today I'm gonna make the Vegan Quinoa Glow Bowl. Meet your new skincare routine. This Glow Bowl has everything you need. It's packed with protein, fiber, nutrients that are gonna keep your metabolism going. It's gonna balance your hormones and give you that glow from within. So we've got all the gut health taken care of. Stick around to find out how to make it. Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen. Today we are gonna make a vegan quinoa glow bowl, and we're gonna start with making our dressing. So I've already cooked quinoa and cauliflower rice, so that's gonna be the base of our bowl. I'm also gonna chop up some arugula, and that's gonna make our base as well. So now we are going to make a dressing. This has an Asian flair to it, so our dressing consists of sesame oil. I've got some rice wine vinegar in my mixing bowl already. Add my sesame oil, soy sauce, which I've added some minced garlic to. And then lastly, some ginger paste. So ginger paste adds a ton of flavor. That's about a tablespoon. Adds a little bit of heat, tons of flavor, and a much better taste, in my opinion, on your palate than a ground ginger would. I typically say, rule of thumb, you use dry spices for high heat methods. So if you're baking or roasting, you can use your dry spices. But when it comes to an application like this, we're not cooking anything. You want to go with the minced garlic, fresh herbs as much as possible. Okay, so that's going to be our dressing for the quinoa and the cauliflower rice. So if you guys aren't familiar with cauliflower rice, it is just cauliflower that has been riced up. So it's a low carb option. So if you're looking for any weight loss tips, then you can always substitute rice for the cauliflower rice instead. And that'll cut back on that carb intake. So part of this glow from within is we are focusing on our gut health. And so incorporating ingredients that are good for our gut. What we did with our base here, the cauliflower rice and the quinoa, was add in that ginger. So the ginger paste is great for lowering inflammation in our bodies as well as healing our gut health, which is the root of our health in our body. So we've got our base done. I'm gonna set this aside and let it marinate. This is one of those things that's gonna taste way better tomorrow and the next day. So if you are a meal prepper, this would be an excellent recipe for you to prep out in advance because it just continues to develop flavor over time in the refrigerator. Next, I've got some arugula. So I love arugula. If you haven't used arugula, it does have a little bit of a peppery taste to it. So think like horseradish, radishes. It's gonna give you that same flavor profile. And I'm also going to rough chop this, but add some fresh dill. I love a chopped salad or just to chop anything in a bowl with lots of good flavors in it. But adding in fresh herbs to your salad base, like this arugula, not only adds another little bit of flavor in there, but it also is gonna add, so that dill, you got the flavor that's gonna take off, but then you're also adding in really good nutrients, those micronutrients that are hard to get if you're not eating a lot of vegetables. We don't want to supplement with vitamins. We want to get all of our micronutrients from our foods. So I'm just rough chopping the arugula and dill all together. Then I'll just add that to my base. Okay. So let's get that mixed in. What I love about making bowls like this is you can mix and match. So for example, if you wanted to meal prep, you could use this same base and change out your proteins. This is a vegan bowl, so I'm using edamame as my protein. So if you wanted to add grilled chicken or salmon, that would also go really well with these flavors. Okay, a little bit of lime juice. So we got a little acid with the rice wine vinegar in our dressing that covered the cauliflower rice and quinoa, but I'm gonna add some lime zest. So this is a microplane. If you've never used one of these, it's an excellent way to add lots of flavor with no extra calories. which we're a fan of when we're trying to eat healthy and make those better choices in the kitchen. If you could smell this, you would know what I'm talking about. The natural oils of that lime start to come out and you can smell it really, really strongly. So I've got my lime zest and I'm just gonna put a little bit of fresh lime juice in here as well to brighten it up. Okay, again, we give that a stir. So if you were grilling chicken or salmon that you wanted to add to this glow bowl, you could leave this, set it aside, put it in the refrigerator, and then you could go do your grilling, and that would be totally fine. And again, like I said earlier, the longer it marinates, the better the flavors get. Next, I've got some cucumbers. So these are kimchi cucumbers. And if you're not familiar with kimchi, it is a fermented cabbage. So basically, pickles are fermented cucumbers. I know, I hate to break it to you, but these were once cucumbers and now they're pickles. So we've got a pickled kimchi. So I'm gonna dice this up really small so that we can throw it in as a topping. So this will serve as a topping for our bowl. So kimchi, as well as any other fermented foods, pickled foods, are really good for your gut health. So while we're focusing on glowing from within, you have to focus on that gut health. So adding in a fermented food like these cucumbers or pickles, pickled beets, I'm a big fan of, and kimchi itself is going to be awesome for your gut health. Okay. I'm going to add some diced red pepper. This is going to add a lot of color. So we've got mostly a green bowl here, but I always say green. If you see the color on the bowl in the plate, that means that you're doing a good job with getting in the fiber and those micronutrients. So as I was writing the Glow From Within cookbook, my focus was high protein, because not only does that help us build muscle, but that's something that we need as we age in perimenopause. And also, this is a good, just gut balancing, easy meal prep recipe that you can make and take with you. And we like easy. Okay. So I've got the base looking good. Next, I'm going to add in, I've got some shredded carrot and edamame. So that is our protein. You could also do chickpeas if you wanted to, as far as the vegan protein options go. This is a beautiful, colorful salad. I'm gonna top it with some sliced almonds. And then we're ready to plate it up. So for last but not least, we want to add our healthy fats to this. So let me dice up some avocado to add. So when we are making a balanced, beautiful plate for glowing from within, there are several components that you need to remember. Our protein, which is our edamame, fiber that we're getting from the cauliflower rice, the arugula, the carrots, the peppers, lots of fiber, vegetables, macronutrients, or micronutrients and max. And now we've got some healthy fats with the avocado. You can also use nuts. We've got our slivered almonds in here, which also count as a healthy fat, but I love the creaminess of the avocado with these flavors in the bowl. So you can slice directly into the skin of the avocado. You can peel them. Folks do different ways, but either way, just be careful using the knife and holding it in the palm of your hand. Okay, and then we'll just fan that out because we want it to look pretty. Last but not least, I'm gonna just season this to taste. It already has a load of flavor, but I always tell folks, season to your heart's content. Not everyone has the same palate, so just because I think it's good, you might not think it is. But a little bit of salt brings out all those other flavors that we have in this bowl. So if you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna dig in and give it a little taste. I love this dish and bowls just in general because you get all those flavors at the same time. Can't talk with my mouth full. This is excellent when it comes to nailing everything you need for a balanced plate. Like I said, we've got our protein, our fiber, our healthy fats, and our carbohydrates. So when it comes to having all the flavor in a balanced plate, you got it all right here in the Quinoa Glow Bowl. The crew taste. So we have like one fermented food quinoa lover and one non-fermented, non-quinoa lover.
Cheers.
Just pretend it's good even if it sucks.
For me, it's delicious. This is like
No, it's good.